Hello, Capricorn. This is what you can do for your mental health from the week of the 7th through the 13th in no particular order. We have the Two of Cups clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. Now, the Two of Cups talks about balancing yourself out, balancing your physical with your spiritual and your mental in order to achieve a harmony, a union, balancing your dreams with reality, right? And integrating negative things with positive things. So, like, not repressing your emotions, not being afraid to say something to somebody if you need to. And the clarifier is the Seven of Pentacles. This is talking about a long-term sustainability. So when you get this healing and this integration, you want this long-term, you want it to be successful in the long run. Now then we have the Five of Swords twice, actually. We have the Five of Swords on its own, and then we have it as a clarifier for the lady. So the Five of Swords, fives are, because they're halfway between the 0 and the 10, the ending and the beginning, they are the sort of conflict point. They're the point of strife. So Five of Swords, this talks about, swords are about your thinking. So this is talking about when you have that sense of entitlement, you have that thinking that, okay, my way is the right way, everybody else's is the wrong way. And it's this sort of winning at all costs. You don't care if your friend walks away and you lose them. You don't care if they're hurt or if they're feeling negative or anything. It's this sort of competition, and it's a very negative way of thinking. And then we have Nine of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, and the Hanged Cat as clarifiers. Now the Hanged Cat, this talks about getting a new perspective. This is Odin hanging from the tree of life, the tree of knowledge. And he sacrifices himself, his time, for, I want to say 9 days. He sacrifices his time for a bunch of days. He's bleeding, he's hanging upside down, he's trying to learn how to make runes, how to make a language, a written language to communicate and to pass that down to other people. So when you're talking about the Hanged Cat, this is, you might need to sacrifice something to get this new perspective, and what you need to sacrifice might be this old way of thinking, this way of thinking that I need to do everything my way and it doesn't matter what other people think or how other people's feelings are. It has to be that I win. That could be what you need to sacrifice, or it could be something like you might need to sacrifice a little bit of time to just sit down and think these things over to get this new perspective. And then, you see the cat has the lines that are like, aha, I get it now. I know what to do. So the other clarifiers, the Eight of Pentacles, this talks about mastering your skills through repetition. So over and over again, you keep practicing, you keep learning from your mistakes. You fail once, you get up, you fail better, right? This is what Eight of Pentacles is about. In Nine of Wands, this talks about perseverance. It's almost to the end of that cycle where you're having to repeat and keep learning from your failures. And you're persevering through it. You're learning And that's what the Hangman is talking about. It's talking about that education and that new perspective on this Five of Swords. Then we have the Lady, and the Lady, she talks about abundance. She talks about nurturing things from the beginning all the way through. So nurturing an idea, nurturing your mental health, from the beginning of your journey all the way through till the end, to realize, hey, I'm pretty healthy. Now the Five of Swords came up as a clarifier for this with the Page of Wands and the Chariot. So the Page of Wands, the Chariot, it talks about your willpower. It talks about using your willpower to guide yourself, using that unity between your conscious and your unconscious, or the things that you want to repress about your life and the things that you're happy with your life, but getting them together in order to pull this chariot, in order to pull the totality of who you are and pull the sun, the creativity and the growth. Now, Page of Wands, this talks about learning. It talks about studying. And what are you learning and studying? Yourself. You're studying about yourself. You're learning about yourself. You're learning about your unconscious and why this Five of Swords is in here and how it's affecting your abundance, how it's affecting your ability to nurture yourself, to have good mental health, to have friends and family. You consider those a kind of abundance, just as much as you could consider the food that she's holding on to, the child that's in her belly. You could also consider being surrounded by loved ones to be a form of abundance. And a lot of that is affected by the way that we treat people and the way that they treat us. And so you're learning about this, you're studying that and how that affects you. I hope I said that in a way that makes sense. Okay, then we have the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands came up twice. It came out first on its own. And the clarifiers are the Emperor in reverse, the Star in reverse, and the King of Cups. So, the Emperor in reverse, this talks about a lack of clarity in regards to your self-worth. It can also talk about being too controlling and unfocused but very intense energy, because you're trying to people please. So you're just like, it can even talk about rage and anger. When it's talking about controlling and this lack of self-clarity, this lack of self-worth, can be what's driving the anger and what's driving the intensity. The Star in reverse can talk about trying too hard because of fear that you won't succeed. King of Cups, it also talks about confusion and despair and how you've lost touch with that inner vision for your life. The King of Cups is talking about having that vision for your life. So once you get back on track with that vision, you're going to drop these burdens that are heavy on you, that you've been carrying for a while. You need to get reconnected. The Star can also talk sometimes about a health issue, like an actual mental illness. In this case, like a chemical imbalance, a neurochemical imbalance. And the King of Cups is saying you need to be diplomatic with yourself and with other people when you're dealing with this situation, and you're having all these fears. Be diplomatic, be, a leadership, and getting your emotions under control, reconnecting to them, and reconnecting to this vision for your life, for where you want to go and what you want it to be like. What would it be like if you didn't have these burdens anymore? What would it be like if you were happy and you were healthy and you were not feeling this sort of despair? What would it be like if you felt your life had meaning and value? What is it that you need to do to create that life? That's what this is talking about. And then we also had Ten of Wands come up as a clarifier over here. The last set of cards for you, we have Seven of Cups, Justice, and the King of Pentacles. The Seven of Cups, it talks about possibilities, but it also talks about unrealistic expectations. So really needing to make sure that you're not just daydreaming about stuff that could never happen. Not getting lost in that escapism. Justice talks about, literally justice, but it can also talk about needing to balance your actions, balance your thinking with your emotions. And the King of Pentacles is talking about long-term stability. Now, for the King of Pentacles specifically, we have the Ten of Wands again. This long-term stability, you need to, he's used his creativity. He's got his physical and his passion, his emotional imbalance, and he's used his creativity. He's used that ability to tame his inner fears, to tame his inner rage. He's used that to help him build stability, to help him build balance. So you're talking about dropping these burdens, and then we got King of Pentacles again, is his own clarifier. I don't know, maybe I should read to you a little bit about the King of Pentacles from the Druid Craft. Maybe that'll help. It has a good source. It says, just as his partner, the Queen, enjoys the warm physical pleasures of hearth and home, so too does the King. He represents a man truly at home in the world of matter, so comfortable in his own skin even. Truly at home in the world of matter, in the physical world. He enjoys life and the pleasures of the natural world. He is often successful and wealthy, having created a strong financial base through consistent and cautious investment in time, energy, and money. Notice consistent and cautious there. Beneath his often conventional exterior, he is sensual and passionate and makes a devoted partner. Generous and patient, he exudes a sense of contentment and satisfaction with his life, his home, and his family. He knows how to combine knowledge with practicality to achieve his goals. A man of integrity, he is reliable and courageous, valuing the land and all the good things that success in life brings. And then it goes on to talk about if the card doesn't represent a person, it can suggest that you will experience an improvement in finances and material circumstances. It can also indicate the steady progress and success of a business project or career. So we're really looking at how he enjoys this abundance, how he enjoys this pleasure in terms of his balanced actions. You're trying to get there. You're looking for that possibility, but you're struggling with it. You want to drop the burdens and have that stability that this king has. You want to enjoy life, but you're looking at, you're looking at it with this confusion and despair. And he's looking at it with this, oh, life is great. Life is just wonderful. I'm grateful. I have this, I have that. He's got this gratitude going on. And he's got this clarity over what it is he actually wants and how he wants it to be. Now, another clarifier just in general for these three cards was the Magician sideways. So neither in the upright nor in the reverse. In the upright, the Magician, he has everything in his life in balance. He has his emotions, his spirituality, his thinking, his conscious and unconscious, his higher self. Everything is in balance, and he uses that to open the doorway to the life that he wants, to that life of the King of Pentacles, where he's not burdened anymore, where he feels that he's worthy and he has clarity. Now the clarifier, I forgot to mention it in reverse. In reverse, it talks about lack of planning. It talks about being manipulated and this feeling of powerlessness and this untapped potential. So you have this potential to drop your burdens and to be this King of Pentacles, but there's something that, it's still a possibility, and it might even be unrealistic the way you're thinking about it. But the clarifier for the Magician, I got strength and judgment. Judgment, in order to achieve the success, this is a lot like the Hanged Cat here, because it's talking about needing to leave something behind, whether it's a physical thing, it's a way of thinking. To me, it's going to be a way of thinking that you need to leave behind in order to have this better life, in order to have this life of the King of Pentacles that you want. So judgment is saying let go of what doesn't help you anymore. Let go of what you no longer need. Let go of this negative thinking. Let go of anything, be it physical or be it emotional, that is harming you, that isn't helping you move forwards. Learn to let go of it so you can have this better life, this long-term success, so you can manifest this. Now, strength, it talks about overcoming these struggles and having an inner calm, having control over your fears, over your anger, over your emotions in general, and not having control with like an iron fist, but having control out of gentleness, out of self-love. That's what I mean when I say control. Having control over this imbalance and this unrealistic expectations, making them more down to earth and more possible, more plausible, because you're being gentle with yourself, because you're taking that time to heal and to figure out how you can turn the magician upright, how you can let go of the things that are causing you this imbalance in your life that you need to set right. Whatever is causing any sort of disconnect for you, or any sort of lack in self-worth. You don't need to try so hard to succeed. Success, even in itself, is a continuum. It's not something that you wake up one day and automatically go, oh, now I'm successful. It's something that you keep working on over and over for the long term. I hope this was helpful and gave you some insights. Have a great week. Bye.